Recently, I came across a video by Maajid Nawaz.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
No, not this video, you perverts.
In that video, he basically tries to explain why he thinks Islam is a bad religion.
Hi, I'm Maajid Nawaz. I love women and I love and respect them so much that I sometimes harass them on strip clubs. I want to save women from Islam and Sharia law so they can become sexual degenerates like me.
So I figured that, you know what, let me react to it.
Last known survey done on British Muslims' attitudes towards homosexuality found 53% said that they would...
Oh no, not the gays. Not the gays. They're Muslims coming after our gays. Whatever will you do?
Criminalize homosexuality if they were in power. And that's British Muslims born and raised in that country. That's not gay marriage they're saying they would outlaw. It's being gay that they said they would outlaw. 53%, by the way, is not...
Like, what do you think being gay means? Being gay means committing sodomy, man. Right? Of course, Muslims, because of their faith, are not going to agree with that. So what's wrong with that? Like, they're not doing anything harmful. Like, your country allows people to have different views. Like, that is supposed to be part of, like, Western supposed values. It's what you guys, like, espouse. This is not our position. That's like, are they saying that you can't even have different views? So basically fascism. Let me share a research paper. Catholics for gay marriage. Protestants for euthanasia. YouGov profiles data comparing religious Catholics and Protestants in Britain reveals strikingly different approaches to key moral issues. 50% of religious British Catholics are in favor of gay marriage and 40% are opposed, right? Then the Protestant, only 45% support it and 47% doesn't. So they have such a big issue with like Muslims not supporting gay marriage and LGBTQ. Then how come they don't have an issue with this? Like if you're going to kick out all the Muslims because they have anti-LGBTQ views, then why not do it with like the Christians? Why is it that when it comes to Muslims, you're not going to tolerate anti-LGBTQ views, but when it comes to Christians, all of a sudden it's okay?
Charlie Hebdo massacres in France when the Charlie Hebdo magazine was attacked by jihadists. A quarter of British Muslims responded to a survey suggesting they had sympathy for the attackers and not the attacked. So this is why values are relevant.
You stupid.
Okay, so here he's committing the ambiguity fallacy. Now, if it is the case that they said, oh, you know, they have sympathy for the attacker, this doesn't mean they support what the attacker did, right? Like, for example, let's say there's a criminal and that criminal was really hungry and he came from a very poor background, and he doesn't have anything to eat, so he like goes and assaults someone and steal his money and then tries to bring food to his family, right? Now, of course, I don't support this action, but as a judge, I can still be sympathetic to him to give him a fair trial, right? So that's because someone is sympathetic to someone else, a criminal, doesn't necessarily mean they support the crime. Same way, if some Muslims are saying that, oh, you know, they're sympathetic to the attacker, doesn't mean they support what the attacker did.
And this is the failure of the left, label it the regressive left, that we don't join those dots and say, if a significant enough people in our societies believe that blasphemers should be killed, it makes it easier for blasphemers to be killed.
He's saying that, oh, if a bunch of people in the country believe something, then that thing will happen. No, I can use a simple thought experiment to prove this. Let's say you go to the UK, you do a poll, and you say that should an innocent unarmed person be killed? And they'll say that, no, of course not. Now, does it mean that there will never be a case where an unarmed person is killed in the UK? No, people are killed in the UK all the time. Just because most people don't believe that doesn't mean it's going to stop like this kind of murders from happening. Same thing here. Like, even if it's the case that many Muslims believe that blasphemers should be killed, this doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're going to go around killing people. Blasphemy is basically a form of hate speech, and hate speech can actually cause you to actually lose empathy for other people. And this is actually very harmful for you physically and mentally. For example, let me show you guys a research study that I found. So they basically did a study. This is a bunch of doctors. They did a neurological study. And they found out that if you are exposed to hate speech, then you're more likely to feel less empathy. Exposure to hate speech deteriorates neurocognitive mechanism of the ability to understand others' pain. So basically what this means is that being exposed to hate speech can literally turn you into a psychopath. Like, your emotions about other people actually gets reduced.
Don't we have to point a mirror at ourselves in order to finish this out? In other words, there are certain things that we can look at, these extremist beliefs, and we can say, and I think with plenty of justification, those are inferior beliefs. They are abhorrent. On the other hand, so dare I guess.
Go on.
Let's
yeah,
not
that's
say
what it sounds
something.
like.
Yeah, that's the. So let's,
get ready.
let's talk about the burqa for a second.
Oh, please, yeah, I've been
okay.
waiting to.
Good. So I would imagine that it would be a widely shared belief in this room and certainly on the panel that there's something very troubling about the burqa, and in particular.
Oh no, not the burqa. No, guys, what are we going to do about the burqa?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Oh no, not the burqa, guys. Ah, the burqa. Whatever will we do about the burqa? I find it hilarious how a bunch of grown-ass men get so triggered by a cloak, like a piece of cloak on a woman. Yeah, so their position is like,
oh, Western culture, we have to protect Western culture.
what's Western culture? Getting triggered at what other woman wears. I'm sure like the Western Enlightenment thinkers were going like,
you know what? All these women that are wearing like this clothes, like that's not right.
The brother on those says hijab is the worst nightmare for people like Douglas Murray. Yeah, I mean I think he sees burqas in his nightmare, and he's like sleeping. He's like, oh no, the burqa, no. He wakes up sweating, having nightmares about the burqa. The fact that they think that religious garb is somehow offensive. I mean, Christian nuns wear this, like lawyers in courts wear a dress or get-up, and they have to wear this. Girls or women in the military has to wear uniforms. So if all of these dresses have to be worn by women, then why can Muslim women wear it to please God, who has more authority than like the court or the military or anybody on earth?
It's a monstrosity.
It's a monstrosity, guys. It's a monstrosity to wear a piece of cloth. By the way, wasn't like Maajid Nawaz caught going to a strip club? So of course he thinks it's a monstrosity.
Natty, you sickle.
I think what's interesting is that there's this book by Edward Said. I think it's called Orientalism, and he basically points out this thing where many of these kind of like kuffar or like kind of like disbelieving men, they had a desire to see Muslim women, right? Especially when it comes to Muslim empires, when they had like women covered up, they would go there. They would like wonder what woman actually looks like, So out of curiosity, they just want to see it, and that's what is being displayed here. They just want to see Muslim women, with skin, and it's kind of despicable because they think it's okay for a 50-year-old girl to like shake their body parts on TikTok. That's fine, but like if a woman like wants to please God and wants to wear and cover herself because of that, they think, oh no, that's awful. It's completely upside down. Like their morality is upside down.
Muscles, which are actually really unique. They're uniquely evolved for uniquely human stuff. And to deny a person the ability to use those things is barbaric.
Oh no, the muscles, the facial muscles. What's going to happen to the muscles? Is this guy stupid? I mean, that when women wear niqab, their muscles are not like disappearing or like falling off from their face. It's still there. Like when they're wearing niqab, if they're watching something funny, they can still laugh. Like they can still talk to people. The facial expressions are still there. You're just not able to see it. Like, is this guy dumb?
You are made of stupid.
Or also, they don't always wear the niqab because the idea here is that Muslim women rarely go outside. And when they do, they go with their husband or like their male counterpart. And most of the cases, they stay at home and they don't wear the burqa at home, especially if they're with like relatives. And especially in like Middle Eastern countries, they have very big family. So they're never really alone. Or they have neighbors, they have families, they all come together, and there's like a very strong communal relationship. So they're like never alone. Like they have family, they have friends that are with them. And because of this, they're not actually wearing the niqab like 24/7. They're only wearing the niqab when they're going outside, like at 5% of the time. So this idea that women are always wearing niqab is absolutely false. That's a misrepresentation.
That we don't recognize that the burqa is one terrible solution among a whole pantheon of terrible solutions to a problem that's actually much older than humans. That there's a primate problem with groups in which there are multiple males. How do you get pair bonds to stick when you have multiple males jockeying for position? It's almost impossible to do. So we don't see it as a widely distributed.
So here he's committing the straw man argument fallacy. Basically, what he's saying is that, well, the reason they wear the niqab is to solve the primate problem. No, the reason what Muslim woman wears a niqab is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please God, right? It's to please someone greater than herself. That's the reason why Muslim woman wears a niqab. Muslim women don't wear the niqab to like save herself from like male gaze or like assaults. Now, of course, that can help as well. The reason why a woman should wear a hijab or a niqab is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them to wear it. And it's an honor, really.